Hi, today I'm going to show you how to draw or doodle like Perjovschi. He is an artist who make really simple drawings or doodles to reflect what's happening around us in the world, kind of like a news with his own perception and opinion. It's really simple, so if you know how to draw circle, rectangle, and stick figures, you can draw like him. And the interesting thing about his work is that the concept is very interesting. So even though it's simple, it makes people think about what's going on around the world. So Dom Perjovschi does his doodles on museum walls, on the street, kind of like graffiti. So I want you to choose a special corner at home, or maybe by the street nearby your home where there's no people, and do that doodling with maybe chalks or something that you can erase later, and think about the relationship of the drawing with the place. Or if you really can't find a place, you can also do it on a piece of paper. But try to make a site-specific work in a specific place that has special meaning to you. The first drawing he made is how Europe is being divided and how we can't travel anymore because now Europe is infected, especially in Italy, has a really high number of infected people and death rate. So he wrote Europe and he divided Europe with lines, and he wrote virus to show the current situation in Europe. Okay, another one is so all the art museums now are closed. So he wrote contemporary art, which means art that is made now in present days that reflect situations happening right now. And the contemporary art museums are closed, so he wrote contemporary art. So contemporary art is something that is made now at the present date and reflects things that are happening right now. So the contemporary art museums are closed now due to COVID-19. So he says closed. So it also reads like temporarily closed, which you can see in a lot of museum signs. And the next one is single use for masks and environmental concerns. So mask, drawing a mask with a rectangle. And earth. And some continents on earth. And says single use. So all his drawings have both image and text combined together, and it creates an interesting effect by combining the text and the image. And the next one he did is a lot of the shows are closed, performances are closed, theaters closed. So he said he drew the show instead of must go on, he erased the on. So now it's just the show must go because all the shows are canceled. Very simple stuff, but really reflects what's going on right now. And this one is the city. So if you look at the city, it's all empty now. So he drew a bunch of really thin lines for the building, almost hard to see. I'm gonna use a thinner pen to do that. So if this is the buildings of the city right now here, the streets are all empty. So I'm just drawing grids to represent each unit in the building. And then I'm going to draw some little lines or dots to represent the people who are living in these units. Like really simple dots to represent people here. Some unit has one person, some unit has two people, some unit has three people. Show some variety. And then I'm gonna say, he said the people, not the buildings. The city, the people, not the buildings. Another one you can do is about social distancing. So social distancing is really prevail right now. So we're gonna do a before and after. So he drew, this is a ground. Before COVID-19, this is a person here talking, this is a mouse, the body. Really simple stick figure talking with another person here. They were talking, the chat box are touching each other. They standing really close. And now, with social distancing, it's almost, the person is like at the edge of this paper here. Here, another person here, which is also standing on the edge of this paper. And the dialogue box still touching each other, but the people are far apart. So he wrote social distancing. Social distancing. And also, speaking of social distancing, we have to stand 6 feet apart from each other. So he wrote humanity. Oh, actually I should write it further. So speaking of social distancing, we have to stand 6 feet away from each other. So he wrote humanity. Those letters are really far apart from each other. And then he drew 2 meters, or you can draw 6 feet to show that we have to stand 6 feet. Humans have to be 6 feet or 2 meters apart from each other. And another one he did is that the heroes of the present society is, instead of people who are soldiers or people who are holding weapons, it's the doctors and nurses, the medical personnel. So he drew an armor head person with an armor head. So this is an armor. And so this used to be the hero person with an armor and weapons. And now, in comparison, similar composition, but doctors wearing masks. So he's trying to draw these two in a similar way to show the contrast. So this is a red cross, the eyes, and this is a mask of a doctor who's treating people right now. And they are the heroes of today, fighting coronavirus. Okay. And finally comes a really funny part where coronavirus asks a human. So here a coronavirus looks like this. And here's a person, kind of looking like he's sick or something, bending down. Coronavirus asks, what makes you human? And the human says, you, because coronavirus can make humans sick. So if you're a human, you can get sick from coronavirus. So that's why the human answered coronavirus saying that coronavirus makes him a person because he can get sick from the coronavirus. You can also put some colors in all the doodling works. It's very casual, but very interesting and reflects all the current situation happening around us. So I'll be drawing a site-specific work in my home. And my site is this whiteboard here that I use to teach my student. It's special for me during remote learning time now, and I'm going to draw something about remote learning, just like the social distancing piece, as in, for example, the teacher is here and the student is here on the other side, and we're both on our table looking at computer screen and doing chat through that. I would say remote So that is a site-specific work that I made at a space in my home.